This live update is sponsored by Greenhill Humane Society, an all-American pet.
Boy, we are just having so much fun here at the Greenhill Humane Society's Pet Project Tail-a-thon. We need your donations. Alberto here needs a little bit of help with either a monetary donation or maybe even a donation of food. You can swing by Greenhill Humane Society and make your donation of either cat food, dog food, treats as well. Treats are always a fun one. But if you want to make a monetary donation, all you have to do is call the number at the bottom of your screen or head over to kval.com/Greenhill, and we are matching $2,500. So for every $1 that you give us, we're going to match that with another. So we desperately need your help to keep Greenhill Humane Society running. And with the food donations, it's a pantry event, so it doesn't necessarily feed the animals that are here in-house, but it helps give back to the community for those families who have four-legged friends who just need a little extra helping hand. And boy, it's a great day to go out and help your four-legged friends because the sunshine has been incredible. Let's go ahead and take a live look outside now. Bright and blue across the Willamette Valley this evening.
On your phone. Before we go tonight, though, another look at our Tail-a-thon supporting Greenhill Humane Society. We're checking in one last time with our very own David Walker.
This live update is sponsored by Greenhill Humane Society, an all-American pet.
It is really important that you donate now to Greenhill here during the telethon. We're here for just about an hour more, and Megan, it is so important. Plus, we have a match that is going to help anyone who is donating and Greenhill.
That's right. If you donate $1, an anonymous donor donates another, up to $25,000. That goes such a long way in helping us help the thousands of animals that come through our door every day. That helps our programs. We're returning to owners for the lost and found of pets here. It helps with our adoption process and saving new animals' lives, our medical care, and all the surgeries we provide, the thousands of surgeries we provide for all these amazing animals.
So many programs and services that you don't hear about so much, but certainly the adoptions are right up there. And we live in a community and in an area really where animals are very popular. People love to have animals. Right now is the time.
That's right. You know, we have an animal loving community here in Lane County. I just want to give a shout out to our cattery staff today who's adopted out over 17 cats while this amazing program has been going on today. So we are so lucky to have these people coming out and supporting us, and also the amount of pet food that is going back out to our community from all the generous people today. So if you can give a few dollars, those dollars will be matched, and we can help more animals than ever before.
Bring that donation, get online, kval.com/Greenhill, and the phone number there on your screen. We're back on KVAL News at 6, right after the CBS Evening News. 2020 was the first year since 1975 that there was no Prefontaine Classic. But after a long wait, it is finally back, and it returns to Eugene. KVAL Sports Director Brandon Cameraman joins us live with Meet Director Tom Jordan tonight. Brandon.
David, Tom Jordan's been the meet director for the Prefontaine Classic for nearly 40 years, an international staple of track and field. It's finally back in Eugene after 3 years. Of course, 2 years ago, it was at Stanford as the reimagined Hayward Field was being built, and then last year ultimately canceled due to the pandemic. But Tom, we are back here in Eugene. How good does it feel to be back here?
Well, it feels great, except you said almost 40 years, and I'm feeling kind of old right at the moment. But this new stadium is just fabulous. It's quite an architectural marvel.
It sure is, and you know, we get to have this event back, and there's been so much uncertainty, of course. We just had the Olympic trials a couple months ago here at Hayward Field, but so much has changed with the pandemic. What can fans expect in terms of health and safety protocols for this weekend's event?
Well, we're strongly urging people to mask up. Even though the state mandates that don't include outdoor masking, we really want everyone to feel safe, and so, you know, please respect your neighbors and wear a mask, and everybody can enjoy the show.
You've been a part of track and field for a long time, as you mentioned. What makes the Pre-Classic so special?
I think it's the relationship with the community. We have the best track fans in the world here. I've been to most of the major meets around the world, and I can say without question we have the best fans here. And so I think it's that kind of symbiotic relationship where you've got the great venue and then you've got the fans, and they kind of trade the energy back and forth.
And we just had the Olympics, and we're going to see a whole lot of Olympians in here this weekend. Is there a race? Is there an event that you're particularly looking forward to?
Well, what everybody wants to see, and you know what I'm going to say, is the 3 medalists at the 100 meters from Jamaica against Sha'Carri Richardson. That is I mean, they had an article in the Wall Street Journal about it. I mean, come on. Those guys don't care about anything but money. And they're talking about track and field.
It all really starts tomorrow night with the distance night here at in Eugene at the Hayward Field at the Prefontaine Classic. Tom, thank you so much. He's a busy man. He will be even busier tomorrow, I imagine, and we'll be busy, of course, as I mentioned. It starts tomorrow night. 8:50 is when it all begins. We'll have coverage tomorrow night, and we will continue the coverage on Saturday as the event wraps up. Live at Hayward Field, Brandon, cameraman, let's go back to you.
The largest wildfire burning in the nation right now is in Oregon. The Bootleg fires burned hundreds of structures, over 400,000 acres. Genevieve Rayom from our sister station in Portland is down on the fire lines tonight. Genevieve, you were able to just drive through the closed forest. Explain, what does it look like?
Yeah, we were able to drive up to the fire lines. We just got back roughly about an hour ago, and we are here in Bly, and this is one of the several fire camps where fire crews are stationing all across southern Oregon for this massive fire. But we were mostly in the southern end of the fire, so that part of the fire benefited significantly from the recent rainfall and just the lower temperatures that this area has had in the past few days. And so when we were driving through this fire, we were driving for several hours, and we didn't come across any flames. And that is great news for the firefighters, because they have been up against a tremendously difficult and extreme fire for the past 3 weeks now. And so to drive through that area and not to see any fire was definitely something that is providing relief for these firefighters. You did, of course, see a lot of the burned forest. We weren't able to see any of the burned homes or the burned structures, although we do know that more than 150 homes, more than that, have burned in this fire, and then 400,000 plus acres as well. So again, we were on the southern end. That area looks pretty good. Crews are starting the mop-up phase in parts of that area, but on the northern end, that area is still a tremendous challenge for fire crews. They did get a little bit of the rain, which helps somewhat, but what we're told from firefighters is that that area is still challenging, and there is still an active fire line up on the northern side.
Well, it's definitely positive to know that their progress is beneficial on the southern part of the fire, but what about the outlook? Like, the area did get some rain last night.
Yeah, so like I was saying, rain came in overnight. We've been staying in Klamath Falls, and when we got in there, it was rain. There had been rain, and when we woke up this morning, you could kind of smell like that fresh rain that had just fallen. So that was certainly a relief, and I think that does help in this mop-up phase, because not only does the rain help, as water can help with the fire, but it also lowered the humidity levels, and that helped with the fire crews' effort to get a handle on this fire. We were told by fire crews that really up until just a matter of days ago, they were fighting walls of flames, and so in the past few days, they've had an overcast day where they were able to make tremendous progress, and then additionally they had the rain overnight, which also helped. The problem with the rain, though, is it was a little bit spotty, so not all of the fire, not all 400,000 plus acres benefited from that rain, but the areas that did get rain, there was some part of the fire that was able to get more than a ½ inch of rain last night, so that is obviously good news for those fire crews.
Every little bit does help. Now, Genevieve, we heard that you actually got a chance to speak with the man who spotted this fire. That must have been a very interesting conversation.
Yeah, I talked to them at 7 o'clock this morning. His name is Owen. He works for the Forest Service as a fire spotter, so he was in one of the fire towers in this southern Oregon region when he spotted the fire. And what's interesting is that, he says when he first saw it, it looked like any other fire. He saw the smoke plume, he called it in. But he says within about 10 to 15 minutes, the fire was doubling in size. He says it had started to go into the canopy of the forest. So that means it was burning all the way up to those trees, and they could see those flames, which is extremely rare in the early moments of that fire. So that was definitely an interesting experience for him to see, and it was only 8 miles or so from his base that he ended up getting evacuated and is obviously safe now. But it was an interesting conversation for sure.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine. Well, thank you so much, Genevieve. Stay safe.